My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Monster Train. Let's go. That is Talos. Talos Banished lead with Stygian Guard follow. 5 copies of Frozen Lance and 5 copies of Inspire in base deck. Also got Fire is Greed. I gotta constantly remind myself not to discard my shards for the sake of it. Seraph Chosen of Entropy is going to be silencing us, otherwise not too much of a concern. Icy Silophyte, good unit to give quick to, so that I can get... I mean, hell, I already have quick, actually. Upbeat Warbler, 1 Ember, 1 size, enchant, grant quick. There's also the Helical Crystallis, 2 Ember to deal 35 damage to the front enemy unit twice, and then Icy Silophyte, 1 Ember, 2 size, sweep, strike, apply spell weakness 1 to the attacked unit. Show me the artifact first. I will absolutely take Guild Marker, thank you. And do I want to buff my minions with Enchantress? It feels like Stygian Guard don't really... Like, their minions get bigger via interactions with other things, rather than needing to permanently give them additional size. That said, how sad could you possibly be about a bunch of additional size on all of your troops every battle? Absolve, gain, or apply Valor 2 to friendly units. I'll take Enchantress, let's do this. I'll try and run a more minion-heavy strategy and try and not just use Incant, although Incant's probably gonna be part of the end state of our board. So ideally, I win on as low a floor as is physically possible. Unfortunately, I believe that probably means that I can't use Icy Silophyte in the kill, because Icy Silophyte setting up on the enemy a bunch of spell weakness and then using Helical Crystallis seems the most likely way to be able to take advantage of that. I guess maybe I could fly Talos down to this floor as well. It's just, I don't think they're going to have enough health. Oh, maybe with the Inspires. I don't know if they're going to have enough health to be able to truly survive that. You know what? I'm going to fly down first. Yikes. Wait, Helical Crystallis will get that floor down. Yeah, it's the only way I get to take down the back line. Yeah, we can barely keep the Spear Steward alive through this round. I think I've just got to use Helical Crystallis and then fly Talos up to another floor. Only problem is if I don't compete on this floor, I lose. 1 hit, 1 hit, 1. So you have spell weakness 2 when you come up to the next floor. Honestly, I might kind of just be screwed on damage here. Yeah, Helical Crystallis does appear at the right time. Unfortunately, Talos is going to die. Yeah, as much as I wanted to take advantage of that here on the first run, it just wasn't especially realistic, unfortunately. Get a lot of money from Fire is Greed, at least. Windblade. Shift gain Valor, resolve, trigger shifts. Merchant of Steel is next to a Banished Banner, Merchant of Magic, so I'll hit that Merchant of Steel with Banished Banner, which means Windblade just got a lot more impactful. I mean, that's a very early offering. Is there ever a world where it's Cuddle Hex instead? So that I have more minions for Talos to be buffing? I'm gonna try it. I mean, Quick and Multi-Strike are both here, so the Icy Silophyte just got locked in. Probably Firebrand, I think? As much as I'd like an Avenger on the bottom line, realistically what I need is just survivability so that the line is capable of self-sufficiency, and putting a Firebrand with additional HP, ideally, but in the interim... do I give it the... No. Incant gain armor 2 is not good because Valor raises your armor to the Valor stack. So unless I get them to full Valor and then I'm incanting past it, it's actually in excessive requirement. Reroll here, I think, does allow me to still buy some of the most impactful things. I wonder if maybe I just don't, though. Just, like, give a straight up plus 14 to a Spear Steward or a Cuddle Hex. Maybe an incant for armor on a Shield Steward. I'd like to run the Stewards as a line by themselves, because if I can give them all buffs each battle, it's workable. And we should definitely be able to win fights on the bottom line now. I do want to fly Talos down there, but you don't need to be down there this round. Yeah, especially because I wanted to wait for another one-size unit to be dropped on the bottom line. I'm going to make it the Upbeat Warbler. Despite the fact that our other units on that floor are already quick. I'd love to play a Calcify Dam with that term. Kind of hard to justify that. That is not how I thought the bottom floor would go. I'm gonna have to retreat Talos off the line. Suspects picking up the Warbler on top line is going to make some sense. As much as I want to incant for additional health on Shield Steward, I think I'm going to have to throw stuff at Elibor. Oh, Inspire can go on that floor. Oh boy, that's about as bad as it gets, actually. You've got damage shield, 14 spell weakness. Unfortunately, I can't hit you with a spell because I literally did not draw any. I only have the spells that I had last turn, which means 5 left in there, 6 total. I drew another 5 this turn. So it's 16 choose 5 and completely missing. Not too much I can really do about that on this floor, unfortunately. I can play a couple of Inspires. There we go. And then next hand, I have the ability to break your armor and then heal you with a Helical Crystallis. That sucked. That sucked a lot. I really thought our front line was up to the task there. Selfless Sacrifice, eh? Pretty useful for the Firebrand, to be honest. I'll take it. And another Calcified Ember as well. Yeah, I recognize. Offering Token. Yay! Slightly less useful when I have Fire's Greed, because of course you don't want to use it that much. Stygian Banner. Yeah, I do want to visit pretty much all of the banners as well. That's pretty important to me. Permanently remove consume, -2 cost consume. Pretty good for advanced sacrifice. Let's take Nameless Siren. I do not have an especially good reason behind that. I just did it. This card isn't incredible even if I overstack it. I'm going to very quickly look at the Celestial Alcove just in case I get, yeah, a spell from here that I might prefer. So I can remove the consume from a small gift box, which has 3 spells in it. I don't really have particularly good spells. I think I use the Jack-in-a-Box here in order to shut 3 of my stewards into a box, and then I just play them behind the other steward. So I've got a full steward's floor up on the top line. I'll figure out how to make that relevant to the game later. I'll still hit that consume removal and cost reduction. I'll drop a -1 intrinsic on Inspire, largely just to reduce its cost. And a +20 consume on Frozen Lance. Again, I'm going to take the opportunity here to hold money. We've got a Banished unit and a Merchant of Steel in the next area. That's going to be really important to me, I think. I honestly don't know how well we're going to do against Arkion. It comes down to whether or not I draw Helical Crystallis at the right time, unfortunately. I didn't want that to be the case, but that's the case, apparently. I think I throw the Jack-in-the-Box on the bottom floor to overstack there more successfully. Perfect. Talos can immediately fly off that ground, so I don't have to worry about that. Oh, hang on. Before I do that, let's drop a Windblade on you, so that when I join your floor, you gain a Valor. I don't really want units leaving this line, so... Taste Crystallis. Ugh. I will skip incanting that bottom line and just play the Calcified Ember here, but that's also The balance of that largely leans toward the direction of I have 3 of those calcified embers in my deck at the moment. I need to start getting rid of them eventually. Who would defend the Cuddle Hex on the... Well, actually, the Cuddle Hex survives the Chosen Shieldbearer's damage. Doesn't survive Arkion's, though. That'll keep you alive. Selfless sacrifice. Oh my god, they knocked Firebrand back. I don't know how I did not think that was gonna happen. Hold up. Obviously, there's a full rectification of this situation available to me. Selfless sacrifice. You go back to the front, buddy. Unfortunately, I'm just going to have to let the Cuddle Hex die. Think I'm I don't need to save 1 damage from going to the top. In fact, that's 2 damage. That's 20 gold. Also, having a frozen Helical Crystallis available for the future seems, to me, pretty important. No, we're about to go in combat on that bottom line. I can't incant down there. I'll save that 4 damage. I think I'm gonna have to wait for Helical Crystallis after, like, the bottom line of combat, but the thing is, the bottom line of combat is where all the units are, so I'm giving almost no buffs from Talos. Buddy. We're supposed to have, like, a competent kill line on the bottom if I want to be able to take advantage of this, and then use that to snowball out of control, and because I don't have that, it's just getting worse. I've just enough spells if I play Frozen Lance on this floor. I will, in order to keep those units alive for a second. Nope, you need to move further back. As far back as it takes for you to not die, Talos. So be it. This would be so much better if I had the Frostbite Silophyte rather than the spell one. Alas. Death Metal Hymnist. Blood-Soaked Arena, actually, sick as hell for a couple of reasons. Like, Blood-Soaked Arena would almost get Icy Silophyte to the position where it could tank the bottom line by itself. Just with the amount of slays. Death Metal Hymnist, obviously ridiculous. Very good. In this deck, it's fine and a little bit difficult for us to play. I do think Capacity is probably the first thing I'm going to go. I'm going to take Blood-Soaked Arena. I'm going to be playing it on the bottom line. I really don't think these are the minions that help me. If I want another Icy Silophyte, I certainly just dupe the one I already have. So we're running a secondary floor, and that secondary floor is an incant floor, I presume? Alright. I'll figure out a way to do this. Dualism and Smidgestone. Pretty good. Definitely Steadfast Crusader. It's just a beefy boy. Also, the celebrations will make him even beefier. So, like, dualism on Firebrand. And then, like, 8 Valor, which would immediately be 16 Valor on the first turn. So you're already getting 16 armor every single turn, which really helps take you off to the right start. I think it's exactly what we need there. I think a additional 20 health on Steadfast Crusader makes a huge amount of sense to me as well. I think a Smidgestone on the Shield Steward makes it much easier for me to run a thick incant line that you defend. Holding a lot of money right now. This is where we take advantage. Another Banished Banner. Wow, I'm gonna have a lot of units. -1 energy per turn. -1 energy per turn is kind of hard, but I don't actually have 3 energy worth of stuff that I need to play every turn. Firebrand, Silo Fight. Talos. We can go Jack in the Box there and just let it continue summoning. Yeah, while I don't have a Spear Steward line, or sorry, a Steward's Quarters line, this'll do. Little Hex, a Siren of the Sea, and at the very back, a Steadfast Crusader. Well, it doesn't have to be at the back because it's not really being used for any shift triggers on that floor. There we go. Blood-Soaked Arena is just what I wanted to very quickly get down here. Second Nameless on the same floor. Good to see it. Let's actually discard a Inspire, guaranteeing that we hold on to a Helical Crystallis here. Excuse me? Spell Weakness doubles the damage to an ability as well. I honestly did not know that. Spell Weakness. The next time a unit is hit by a damage spell or an ability, it takes that much damage again for each stack of Spell Weakness. So yeah, Steadfast Crusader on the floor after the Icy Silo Fight is insane. It does so much damage. The easy Crystallis. Oh, it's such a good little riff. I'd love to drop more Inspires on this bottom lane. How dare you, Adamant Shieldbearer? Nice! We actually get the win on the bottom line! They said it couldn't be done! Woo! All of our units are gonna get 10 additional health! Yay! Oh, I was sincerely worried that just wasn't gonna happen at all this run. You know what it was? It's the, I mean, I don't know if I'm able to jump back to it to show you right now, but it's the 50-ish damage, 54 damage that Icy Silo Fight was doing by the end there. So it's all the stacks of Valor they got from the Blood-Soaked floor. Yo! Shield of Wing! Deal damage to the attacker equal to this unit's health. Very good on a Firebrand. Very good on Steadfast Crusader as well. Everlasting Light. I need to gild Penitent's Death Suit at some point. It's not going to be right now, and it's probably not going to be soon. Everlasting Light is really nice with Icy Silify. It gives it the ability to buff the entire floor, which is probably more important, to be honest. And it happens at quick speed. Ice Tornado, Frenzied Swarm. Starting to collect some days. Sounds like a good idea to me. Definitely don't need another front line in a Firebrand, but a second Steadfast Crusader sitting on the same line, I have no objection to that. Mute 1 when an enemy enters your train. Incredible. Permanently add 2 damage to a unit's equipment on Slay. Incredible. Especially in a world where the Everlasting Light is about to go on our Icy Silify. Odie's Totem. I do really want that. Only problem is, screws my deployment phase something fierce. I'd have 2 Ember in my deployment phase, which is the ability to play the Firebrand and Talos, and that's it. I don't think I can take that. When an angel moves, it gains Valor 2. I suspect I don't have enough angels to really make that worth my while. Like, these 2 Steadfast Crusaders would kind of trigger it, passing past one another on the next floor. That's actually kind of okay, I'll take that. Celestial Alcove. It's got to be unnamed tome. I like the idea of Ritual Tome, absolutely. A little bit more survivability and tankiness for the Firebrand, but the unnamed tome is, it straight up prevents game losses. It just says, oh, the game tried to spawn a boss that was going to gimmick you into death. Would you like to prevent that? And then you can say yes or no. And if you say no, it's like, well, you should really prevent that. And then it auto-plays itself out of your hand. It's very, very helpful. Little bit railroady, but it was, you know, it's fine. Just you would. I think Jack in the Box does go on the bottom line at the moment. Just amps the damage there, gives me the ability to put more incants on the next line as well. I love that they're all silenced, and I love that I have the Blood-Soaked Arena. Hell yeah. Uh-huh. Using Selfless Sack to keep our defense really high on that bottom line is great. I do want space for 2 more mid-sizes on that mid-floor. Is that true? It's a Siren of the Sea and another Siren of the Sea and a Steadfast Crusader that I want some there. So yeah, that Warbler goes to the top line. There it is. There it is. The Everlasting Light is going to be ridiculous this whole run. Steadfast Crusader, and then just for funsies, charge him for 90 damage. Oh, I'm glad we made our way through. It was a little scary earlier. Final Steadfast Crusader goes top line. Which actually, you'll gain some Valor when you move, and no one's coming up to that line for at least 2 rounds. Which means that the correct placement for you is at the back of the field. I've been warned about this. Koto's ability on revenge is to lose Titan Skin 1, so silencing Koto actually makes them stronger. Thankfully, it's not especially relevant to me right now, and everyone's just gonna get to do what they want here. Hell yeah. Again, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 units that are gaining a permanent +6, +10. All I need is the Steward's Quarters. Ooh, Heroic Dive. Descend and advance a friendly unit. Deal damage to the front enemy unit equal to 2 times this unit's health and armor. Particularly good when I've got the Steadfast Crusaders. I will say there is... there exists a possible world where I do take that Penitent's Death Suit just so that I can gild it. Oh, no! No, I don't. If an enemy gets a kill, and not many of them will, because I'm not doing much chump blocking at the moment, but if an enemy got a kill wearing this, I would also have to increase its damage to ever equip it to another one. I'll take the Rogue Dive. Second Unnamed Tome versus second Frenzied Swarm versus first Titan Suit. Titan Suit's good, but it accomplishes exactly what Icy Silify does in the moment. I think second Unnamed Tome really helps us just, like, completely avoid boss downsides. Like, in that world, I never have to deal with Seraph Entropy. Ever. I don't have to deal with the Sap 5, I don't have to deal with the Curses of Entropy being added on Resolve. None of that happens. Also, obviously, incredible against Savagery. Merchant of Steel is very powerful, but I think I absolutely need a Merchant of Arms in order to get the... where are you? The Everlasting Light and Blood-Soaked Arena both want to be deployable. Everlasting Light is much more important right now, though. Also, if I could find some defensive equipment here, I'd take it. Hall of Mirrors. -2 capacity, create a copy of units on summon. The copy of units on summon isn't especially helpful for me. Void Armament. Not many of my units want multi-strike that don't already have better access to it. What's our problem? Our problem is that I struggle to deal 500 damage. And that's going to be relevant after the next fight. However, Icy Silify comes in at 21, gains another 27 with the Everlasting Light, and only keeps getting more powerful from there, so it's currently capable of doing about 100 damage in that phase. I don't think Void Armament's the solution to my problem. But maybe it's good enough to just throw on like a... Like, this would be interesting. There's Spear Stewards in... Well, actually, here's a couple of questions. The Shield Steward, Spear Steward. We should take a look at the start of the next match when they start getting summoned as to whether or not they have gotten the permanent buffs. And then secondarily, if I equipped one of them with a... with the armament, is it possible that it could be purged from my deck and from the Jack-in-the-Box? I don't know. I'm actually kind of keen to figure that out. Interesting. I think there's a lot of value in having another Everlasting Light. I mean, someone else is going to be attacking on the bottom line, and given how much overstacking there is there, there's no downside in just having another one. I do want to make this one deployable. I don't think Fight Club for another... I really wanted to see a Steward's Quarters here. I'm kind of a little crestfallen not to see one. I'm going to take this opportunity as well to remove a couple of copies of Frozen Lance from the deck, because they are costly to draw, because I do not want to cast them. Combining 2 equipment into 1 usually isn't bad, but it'll make them too expensive to really utilize right now. Oh, damn it. Alright, I'll take Swift Steel Dagger, and I'll combine that Swift Steel Dagger with the Everlasting Light that's not deployable. Completely fine. Helps guarantee that all 3 units will get to attack. Okay, so, non-negotiables. Firebrand needs to be played on the bottom line. So does Icy Silophyte. So does Jack in the Box. I can fly Talos down at a later date. The only thing is Talos is also free, so I can play it there now. Which means I probably just still do it anyway. Oh my god, Blood-Soaked Arena in the opening hand, incredible. I will also use Unnamed Tome to extend the silence on Cael. Actually, I don't have to do that this turn. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I can just hold it for another turn, because you're just going to go to another line, but no enemy will be there, so your ability is irrelevant. So I'll turn it off the first turn it's relevant. Guess I just throw the Helical Crystallis at it. You have too much to benefit from on that turn, unfortunately. Steadfast Crusader, Shield Steward, and a Nameless Siren at the very back of the floor. Set up Cuddlehex on the top line. The Cuddlehex just has enough HP to survive a single attack. Hell yeah! Good work, Cuddly. We'll throw Siren in the Sea, Upbeat Warbler. I do want to throw the Upbeat Warbler up there, but all of these other cards are frozen. So I have a good opportunity here to play my merged equipment. Yeah. These Spear Stewards do appear to have been affected by the permanent stat growth from Talos. That's cool. Also, I know the Upbeat Warbler is going to be frozen by this Cuddlehex for the next turn, making it a lot easier to do that. They're kind of garbage minions to me in a weird way at the moment. Let's give you a Windblade. I can move you twice. Actually, Talos, you don't need to be on the bottom line, and all of these units will gain buffs because you've joined their line or left their line. So yeah, let's give Valor to all of those angels just by having Talos fly between the floors, and then we'll fly you down next turn. Well, not next turn, next turn. Which is the next turn of next turn, of course. Void Armament just seems so appropriate at the moment. It'd be devastating if I lost the box. However I need to keep that line alive, I will. There we go. Bunch more Valor triggers. Oh, now if only I could get the when you give Valor, give an additional stack. Oh, hell yes. Get him! Absolutely get him! I can't play the Frenzied Swarm because it'll discard the shard in my hands. Oh, so many minion buffs. Also, we should have a quick look. Yo, Tome of the Lost Path! I haven't gotten to guild you, and you're actually incredible right now. 1 Ember Consume, apply Flight to a friendly unit, giving me the ability to just fly a unit between floors. Maybe an angel unit, ideally. Firebrand's the front line, so I'm unlikely to do it to you. I may actually struggle to take advantage of this, especially because the Steadfast Crusaders already have the ability of Slam, and I don't want them down to use that there. I will still take it. I'll figure out how to use it. I don't think I take capacity here. I think I'm at maximum minions. I do think Hell's Flame for the additional setup Ember is really important, but as soon as I get, like, not that I can claim that I am going to get it, but if I got Higher Stone Housing, which is 3 additional deployment Ember, it would immediately solve all that problem. Immediately. I do have a little energy problem over the course of a turn as well. Fine, I'll take it. Merchant of Steel, Merchant of Arms. The thing about the Merchant of Arms is, like, there are rooms that will just break the game wide open if they give them to me. And I would love to give the game the opportunity to do that again. Merchant of Steel, however... Actually, our 2 most impactful units already have Merchant of Steel upgrades that are most relevant to them. Obviously, the Steadfast Crusaders could get more, but that's not compulsory. Come on, Steward's Quarters. Bloodthirsty Blade. All of my blades are bloodthirsty because of the Blood of the Apex, which actually, speaking of, the Everlasting Light went from 27 additional damage to 73 in that fight. Which now means that Icy Silophyte sweeps for 100 damage twice before the enemies get to act. Unfortunately, that still doesn't kill 500 health units. I could take that Bloodthirsty Blade, and I could strap it to the Everlasting Light. But it grows 50% faster with that. Because Blood of the Apex is already so much more. No, not worth it. Reroll. Damn it. Ah. All right. I can take Glass Cannon because there's backliners that if they ever take damage, I've already lost the game, so I might as well just grant them 50 additional damage. It's one final Merchant of Arms. Am I ready to get rugged just one more time? I do think Blood-Soaked Arena on the bottom line is especially helpful at the moment as well. In the opening. Look at the card from your deck. I mean, it's just another Frozen Lance right now. I really wish I also got some defensive equipment. Oh, I didn't even realize. I gotta say, the Upbeat Warblers are not great. That said, I can play both of them on the top floor and then give one of them Tome of the Lost Path and fly it down to the middle, so all of the lines have quick on a bunch of units. That's pretty good. These Helical Crystallises are literally just for trying to catch units that get past me. The Inspires do very little in the deck as well at the moment. I really want to just cut minions right now. I don't want to do that. Like, I do want to do that, but I also recognize that I've been investing the entire time into making them have some decent stats on them. But I'm worried. I don't know if that's enough. I think the only cards I can really afford to cut at this point are either Inspires or maybe the final Frozen Lance, just so I don't have to draw in the first cycle. Plus 10 damage, plus 20 health. We're going to be able to do a lot at that final merchant. Gonna have to fight on the bottom floor. Thankfully, shouldn't be too much of a problem for us. Most of these enemies will just fall apart under the weight of handful. I don't think we're past handful, right? I think this is exactly as many cards as I can draw. No, I'm missing equipment in the opening hand as a result of that, and that's actually awful. I have to remove the Steadfast Crusader, the less healthy Steadfast Crusader. I have to remove it from my deck at the next opportunity so that I can still draw the equipment as the opening hand. I didn't think I was this many deep, but I forgot exactly how many units I have, because I don't usually do this. I swear, this never happens to me. Do we just drop both Steadfast Crusaders on the same line, I think? Or just go full incant floor? I think full incant floor first. Thank you. I can't put quick on this floor, right? Oh, no, I can, of course. Glass cannon, one of the spear suits on the bottom line sounds good to me. I can even throw that up at Warbler on the top line. That collector's not going to be possible for us to do anything about, unfortunately. Thankfully, the maximum outcome here is I end up taking 9 damage. It's not that bad. I both want Void, Tome of the Lost Path and Void Armament frozen for a future hand. I suspect that Void Armament is more important. Sorry, Warbler. Yeah, there's nothing I can do to keep you alive, buddy. Would have if I could have. I can hold. Perfect. Icy Silophyte is now with equipment. It's 150 Valor as well. Okay, never mind. He's not doing it as comfortably as I was expecting might be the case there. So, flight path. You go down there, then, hey, and then you go forward, and then you go forward. Woohoo! A lot of Inspire for that floor. Sorry, a lot of Valor for that floor, rather. Perfect. Oh, the Silophyte's got it. I'm shredded giving trample to that bottom line. Good lord. Trample's not bad. It's just I really don't think I have the ability to run another line like that right now. Consume, deal damage to the front end unit equal to 3 times this unit's health and armor. I think just helps us delete our units. Glacial Seal's funny. Ice and Pyre would just be throwing damage directly. I mean, yeah. I could see a world where the Glacial Seal ends up getting played. I can't see a world where it's relevant, though. Third unnamed tome. Removing 2 additional cards from this deck is going to be a bit difficult. Duping a card? I mean, there's certainly incredible cards we can dupe. The Everlasting Light that does 117 damage is pretty good. I'm going to the arms, though. Let's do it. Bear Shield of Wing. Great. We've got the ability to give health to a unit. Overgrowth Carapace is also there. Don't think I want to run that, despite the fact that we got the Shield Seal. We do overstack floors consistently. Cursed Twinblade. Give multi-strike, and on strike gain -1 damage. Certainly better than not having it. Crit units gain armor 10, great. When a friendly unit dies, doesn't really happen. When you use your third spell of a turn. No. When you equip an angel, apply 3 rage, 3 valor, and 3 regen. At the end of battle, front friendly units on each floor gain permanently 6 additional health, and versatile Ember Staff when you play 3 different kinds of card in a turn, draw 1, gain 1. Then, in terms of removal, I feel like I probably end up running similar floors to what I was running just previously, so I will need things to incant with. I really don't want to be removing cards right now if I can avoid it at all. Oh, hold. There's exactly one card I do need to remove, unfortunately. I gotta cut a Steadfast Crusader from the deck so that I can draw enough cards in the opening hand. And then a single Inspire. It's really important I get that equipment in the opening hand. It gives me the ability to kill from turn 1. And here it is. Icy Silophyte, the Everlasting. Yep, you're doing 300 damage. Quick! I do like having the Steadfast Crusader on the next line already, because not only is it very tanky and can deal with the fact that Seraph is going to try and hit it, it also gets to take advantage of the spell weakness on enemies and deal a bunch of damage to them. Deadly Plunge. Do I do that now for a single incant trigger and 300 damage? I think so. That's a glass cannon for you. We've got Shield of Wing for Firebrand in the future. Possibly not going to be relevant, but in case. Windsblade there. Let's drop a Shield Steward ahead of you. I really want to incant that floor. Sorry, inspire that floor as well. Can I summon a Cuddle Hex? If I summon a Cuddle Hex, I need to wait until I get the Nameless Siren and Dome of the Flight Path to get it on the same floor. Whereas I could just summon it on the top floor and chump with it. It would mean Seraph Eternus splits its attention to the top floor for a second, which is nice. I'll do that. Without any more opportunities to spend money, I will play out. Nice. First off, get silenced. Then discard this. This bottom floor is never going to escape at this point, with eclipsing the damage of even 500 with just the Silophyte, which means I just need to keep you, not frozen, but muted. I'm going to wait until Seraph Eternus comes down next turn and then charge with Steadfast Crusader for a bunch of damage. Charge for 243, as well as a bunch of Valor and stuff. Shield of Wing for the Angel, who gains regen and Valor and armor and all that good stuff. Nice. Gotta throw a Void Armament on the field. There we go. Tome of the Flight, you come down here and overstack the middle floor now with your Flight Path. Couple more turns. Talos is absolutely unimportant to the damage we're doing to the enemy on that line, so I could have moved them, but also the small amount of additional Valor I get for moving Talos twice right now is utterly unimpactful. Sure, let's do it this way. I'm also going to try and Heroic Dive, because you can't descend. Sending the Siren of the Sea forward. Spire on the floor. Offering. Inspire, then selfless sacrifice the Steadfast Crusader back to the front for the sake of all of the moves and stuff. Helical Crystallis. And then even prevent you from taking away my damage shield. How dare you? How dare you even consider it? Yeah, there's very little you can do about this bottom line right now, buddy. By design. Nice. That's a very high damage Everlasting Light. Also managed to pick up 6 damage on the glass cannon, 24 on the other piece of equipment. It's 100% just down to the damage on the Everlasting Light, to be fair. It's kind of hard to take any additional slays unless the enemy has multiple reanimates. So, most important mute targets to me are absolutely Savagery. I don't know if I can mute off the Entropy. Like, do I have to mute every flaw of Entropy to prevent its resolve, giving me Curse of Entropy after combat? Does it give me 3 Curses of Entropy, 1 per flaw? I think it does. Can I mute 1 each? I'm honestly not certain. Never kept especially keen track of that. However, I can wait until I do it next floor so that I can incant, which is probably worth it. Deadly Plunge just deal 300 damage straight to Savagery. As well as a couple of incant triggers to my floor. Yeah, we can start sending Talos flying around the place. Okay, now I've got mute on every floor. No entropy for me, please. I actually ate earlier. I'm gonna give light to the steward. I'll throw you there. But then I'm gonna selflessly sack you to the front. Give Windblade to Steadfast Crusader, who I will then charge to the front as well. Higher light, higher time, and Spears, dude, you can hold that for me, can you? Savage. My god, this is so much more effective than I presumed it possibly could be. Savagery is going to have 300 health left by the end of this round. To be fair, almost 100% of this is the Icy Silophyte. It's the Icy Silophyte that got multi-strike and quick at the very first opportunity to pick up either of those things. Now I just need Dominion to die. I'm gonna take the Biogel damage. Give me some money. Cuddle Hex top line. Selfless sacrifice Cuddle Hex. You stay there, buddy. Ideally, the fight isn't long enough for it to be too much of an issue. Hey, you're thinking of getting multi-strike in the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. I think in 6 turns, you're planning on getting multi-strike? Unacceptable. I'm not going to allow that to happen. Going straight to the scrapyard, young man. Perfect. You'll be going down next turn now. $254 damage equipment. Ooh. And that's all they wrote. Give some additional shielding to the top line because it can. I mean, the shielded wing has 2 damage on it. Yay! I mean, that's nice proof of the fact that an item can gain a damage stat even if it doesn't have one to start with. As long as the unit is slaying. But that Everlasting Light doing 253 damage per hit, as well as on strike apply Valor 2 to friendly units. You are striking 1, 2, 3, 4 units at the same time. So that's 8 Valor to all friendly units. And then you do it again. Ridiculous. Great run. Very, very clear the entire time what we needed to do. Obviously a little bit dangerous at the very start, as we were struggling to get to take advantage of it. But realistically, as soon as the Icy Silophyte got the quick and the sweep, well, starts with sweep. As soon as it got quick and the multi-strike, the only question after that, how do I get my damage? And Blood of the Apex turning up to be able to scale the equipment permanently, as well as, not to understate it, just the presence of the Everlasting Light for the additional Valor to the whole floor, as well as the Blood-Soaked Arena for the Valor specifically to Icy Side Fight, allowing it to continue with the Slays. Oh, could not have worked out better. Another clan combination down. Tome of the Lost Path finally gets gilded. I almost gilded another card, but didn't. I can't exactly remember what that was going to be. Oh, Penitent's Bloodsuit. Yeah, which I turned down multiple times there as well. Fun run. Oh my god. New personal record. Enemies killed on the first floor. We just broke that record a couple of runs ago, and I was looking at it like, how do you even kill more enemies than that on the first floor? I guess part of it is roll fights where more enemies spawn on the first floor, as well as more enemies with reanimate spawn on the first floor. Also, starting to do it earlier with, say, a quick multi-strike sweeper on the bottom floor certainly seems that it'd be part of it. Neat. Heading back to the outpost, I once again am sad about the fact that there's no more events here to read. Hopefully there's a couple more, maybe, in the Lost Arsenal update. Fingers crossed. For the moment, though, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train 2. Top left is a series playlist for all my content of the Game Past, present, future, YouTube recommendations, and down below, streaming past, are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. And I put the thank you, and a special thanks to this episode to Cold Hard. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.